Thanks for checking out another sermon from the Internet's Church of Metal, Rockin' Metal Revival. You can download the entire show at rmrshow.com or check out this highlight from the latest RMR.
From the CD, Frehley's Comet, there is Ace Frehley and Into the Night on Rockin' Metal Revival. And guys, Ace is back with Anomaly, and we've all heard that. We had him on the show a few weeks ago. And what do you guys think of that?
I like it. Two thumbs up. Same here, buddy.
Liking that, and if it wasn't for this gentleman who's on the phone with us right now, who signed Ace to Megaforce Records back in the day, who knows if we'd ever heard that song. On the phone with us is VH1 That Metal Show host, Mr. Eddie Trunk. Thanks for coming on the show, Eddie.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey,
how are you?
Fantastic.
Doing good. How are you?
Very good, thanks. Fighting a little bit of a cold, but outside of that, okay.
Well, a few months ago, we had Jim Florentine on the show with us, and you guys were finishing up season number 2, and he kind of hinted along that season number 3 was on the way, and it looks like it's just around the corner.
Yeah, we're thrilled to be doing another run of shows. It's been a long time between seasons 2 and 3. We certainly didn't want to be off the air with new shows for that long, but it's really just a byproduct of scheduling and also obviously the economy, which the show's not cheap to do, and I think that it's just a case of trying to stretch the seasons as long as we can and repeat them a few times. And then we had that special from England in there in the middle of everything to freshen things up. But, we were itching to get back out and do some more shows. And I've heard from a number of people who have emailed me and said, hey, man, where's some new shows here? So it's, if it's up to us, we'd be doing a new show every week. But we just have to work, with the schedule that we have. But we're excited that we're doing more, and we got some great news a couple weeks ago. Rolling Stone named our show one of the 50 best reasons to watch TV, which blew us away. So we're on a really good roll right now.
I did see that. You can't ask for much better, I wouldn't think. That had to make you feel great.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about a magazine that hasn't exactly always embraced hard rock and metal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no kidding.
So it was a real surprise. It wasn't anything that we solicited for, and it was pretty funny because I had the magazine sitting right here, and I never even opened it. And I got an email from someone, and they said, "Hey, your picture's in Rolling Stone." I said, "What?" And to see it in that list was pretty cool. So it's great, and we're psyched for the season. The first new show hits the air October 3rd at 11:30 on VH1 Classic, and it's going to be an hour special that we're going to be doing from the Hard Rock Cafe in Times Square, and it's going to be we're going to have Anvil on. A lot of people are familiar with that story and that movie. VH1 is heavily invested into that movie and that band, and they are going to be showing the movie on the channel. So this hour special that we're going to shoot with them is going to kind of serve as a bookend to the movie and kind of talk about what's happened in the 3 years since the movie was shot with the band. So that'll be our first show, and that'll be a special that premieres on October 3rd, and then every Saturday night after at 11, 10 Central, people will get the brand new episodes. And we got some great guests booked. We've already shot a ton of segments with people outside of the studio, shooting something with Alice Cooper tomorrow, actually, and we have some great guests on set as well. Rob Halford will be out there with us this year. The wrestler Chris Jericho will be with us. All these guys are good friends, obviously. We have Rat booked. We have Blackie Lawless booked. We have Steve Vai booked. So a lot of cool guests on set and a lot of out of the studio segments that are going to be cool also.
Wow, that's a great lineup. I mean, I was looking at the first 2 seasons, and you pulled off some of the big heavyweights in metal coming out doing the show, and we had Jim Florentine on. And we asked him how come no live performances, and he said that there was an issue with that as far as paying the bands.
Well, yeah, I mean, it gets to be real. It's really, really expensive to have any music in a TV show, even if it's not a band playing it, even if you're humming the song, even if it's just music being played over, a clip or something. A lot of people don't understand that, and it's not their job to, but it makes it a little more clear when you understand that, and that is the fact that it's just incredibly expensive. Because and it's not always the artist's fault. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's the artist, trying to, get, money all the time." Not necessarily. A lot of artists, especially bands from the 80s and stuff, they don't own the publishing rights to their songs. So it's actually an outside company that owns the publishing rights, and they come after you for all kinds of money if the song is played in any capacity. So it would drive the budget up significantly. It's very, very difficult. The one time we had an artist play was when we had Yngwie on, and he just did some quick, shredding in and out of the commercial breaks. And since those are just guitar runs, they're not really song structured, anything that's published, that doesn't cost anything. And a lot of the other music you hear in and out of breaks in the show is, stuff that's owned outright by, VH1 Classic or whoever. Our theme song is actually done by Bumblefoot, who is plays guitar and guns, and he's actually in Lita Ford's band now. So, those are outside deals. But to have an artist on and actually have them play one of their songs, unless they own the song totally and can sign off on it, it's very, very tough to do. And of course, the other issue is we have so many elements in the show every week, and we really, when you talk about how long the show is with commercials and stuff, it'd be virtually impossible the way it's currently structured without having more time to put a song or two in.
So now with the TV show, is that something you always wanted to do outside of radio? How did you guys get this up and running?
It was a long process, to be honest with you. It's been my baby for a long time. It's been something I've pitched for a long time, trying to get people to grasp this idea. People may or may not know that, if you're new to VH1 Classic, you may not know that I was a host for the channel for about 5 years, from about 2002 to 2007. I was a VJ, interviewer, host for the channel in its infancy. And I did everything and anything with the channel from, I interviewed everyone from Robert Plant in England to Carly Simon. I mean, it was all kinds of music. I ran the gamut. And it was great because I loved all that diversity at the time. But obviously I'm known as a hard rock metal guy, and that's where a lot of my contacts were and everything. So I had always pitched this idea, even back then, of doing what I called Best Damn Sports Show for rock music. And it was at the time, it sounds like a great idea, but it was just hard to get anybody to really jump on it and really let me do it. A lot of the reason for that was I was already working for the channel. We were already doing a lot of interviews and stuff, and I just don't think they felt that there was a need or the void. So about 2007, I guess it was, that version of VH1 Classic got blown up. Everyone was let go in one swoop one day, and including me. And, everyone was kind of just left spinning, and the channel basically just went on autopilot for about a year until they determined what they wanted to do with it going forward. And I maintained my relationships there and, still had a lot of friends there. And I said, listen, let's revisit this. Maybe there's this opportunity to do it. And that's what happened. I kept pitching it, and, the show became a mix of a lot of different elements. It became, everyone knows I've done radio forever and still do. And a lot of the concepts and things in the TV show directly came from my radio show.
There you are, another sermon from Rockin' Metal Revival. The RMR is a 3-hour hard rock heavy metal show that can be heard anytime at rmrshow.com.